Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis-Hill here, President and founder of Events to Remember and PR to Remember with our podcast series, or AKA sessions. You guys know I like to call them sessions. Coffee with Cher, because I feel like we really kind of get into it with these entrepreneurs that we meet every week. So this week I have Lindsey Sozio. Lindsey, did I say your last name correctly?
Sure did.
I'm so good. Thanks, Lindsay.
Of course.
Lindsay, she is the founder of Lavender Coffee Boutique, all the way from Denver, Colorado. Lindsay, welcome to Coffee with Cher. How are you this afternoon?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's just do our little coffee cheers. So cheers to you, Lindsay.
Cheers to you.
And cheers to all of our listeners that are listening to Coffee with Cher. So this should be a really good episode for you guys. So Lindsay, I'm a coffee addict. I love coffee. So tell me about Lavender Coffee Boutique. And in there, make sure you tell us about your journey and kind of how you got started.
Sure, absolutely. So Lavender Coffee Boutique is it is both an online and retail presence coffee shop cafe here in Denver, Colorado. We opened our first cafe in November of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming up on 2 years of having our doors open. We roast all of our own coffee. We do that here in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a health and wellness oriented coffee concept
Mm.
that was born out of this idea of creating healthier morning routines around coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so much of the world has starts their day with coffee, myself included.
Me too.
And
Guilty.
yeah,
Guilty.
totally. And I love waking up early in the morning before the rest of my family and making my coffee and kind of sitting down and having a minute to myself and
Mm-hmm.
um, writing down, what I'm going to get done for the day, some intentions, just like having that be just like a focused morning routine. It just helps to set up my day better. And so my thought was, well, how can we bring this to people? So we developed this idea behind Lavender, where we have this beautiful space and we have like more intentionality and
Mm-hmm.
more wellness focus around our coffees, around the drinks that we make, to try to encourage this healthier routine.
Mm-hmm.
And so people can start their day really well or come in for an afternoon pick me up. Um, and we focus on human connection. We focus on intentionality, as I said. And it's a way for people to connect with themselves and
Mm-hmm.
have a great experience.
Awesome. So Lindsay, how did you get started? So what was your journey to get you to Lavender Coffee Boutique? How did you get there? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Thanks for the question. I've had a very nonlinear journey. I graduated college. I lived in New York and
Mm-hmm.
I was in marketing and advertising, and I learned a lot about brand development and
Mm-hmm.
storytelling
Yeah.
in that capacity. And after that, then we had children,
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of took up a lot of my time, and I shifted gears and I moved more actually into interior design, which is another love of mine. And I had a small design firm. And I love creating really comfortable, wonderful, functional
Mm-hmm.
spaces for people to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And so then this is sort of born from those two, things coming together. So we've created this, storytelling brand, and that I think is connecting, people are connecting to really well. And then our space is a really lovely space that people just love spending time in.
Awesome. Awesome. So it seems like you had a entrepreneurial journey before you even started the coffee company. So, and it's great to be able to leverage some of the things that you've learned and really incorporate that into your new business and the new space.
Yes, that's right. I think that I've just always been interested in being entrepreneurial and starting things and trying things out. And
Hmm.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, here we are.
And here we are. So, Lindsay, tell me a little bit about what sets you apart from others in the coffee space.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so we are really focused on health and wellness. So, and we roast our own coffee. So we do this, it's small batch roasted. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful roastery here, and we use this low and slow roasting method. So our actual coffee beans that we use and that we sell and that we and brew for all of our drinks. They are brewed with this kind of special method so that we um, we have a lower amount of acidity. So we call it gentle acid.
Okay.
It's better for gut health
Mm.
across most of our coffees. So this low and slow method really develops the flavors without burning things.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee is bitter and not very good.
Yeah.
So this is better for your gut health and your so that's a great aspect of what we're doing that's a little bit different. We also test our coffees for mold and mycotoxins, so we are free of all of those bad things that I guess are getting a little more press recently.
Mm.
And then in the cafe, we're creating this space that people really want to sit down and spend time in and connect with people. Connect with, we have a lot of people that'll come in as like couples on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
They will sit and they will do a crossword together, or they're
Oh,
interested in conversation versus being on a device, which
yeah.
it's really nice. And so we put customer service first, and we are trying to be that space where people are comfortable, people are connecting, and they're feeling healthy.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, is there anything new that's happening at Lavender Coffee Boutique? Anything new that you want to share with our Coffee with Cher listeners?
I would love to share our new news. So we
Okay,
started
we're
with
ready.
our we started with our first cafe, and we've actually since then, this past or just a couple months ago, we expanded and to have a location in a private fitness club here in
Oh,
Denver
nice.
area. So, that sort of builds more on our health and wellness aspect. So we're kind of branching out in that way, which is a really fun new space for us.
Mm-hmm.
We also are working on additional locations here in Denver. So we have a couple in the pipeline, which is really exciting. So later this year, we should be having another one come online, and then hopefully one or two next year, which would be great. And we're also starting to focus more on growing our online presence. So,
Mm-hmm.
more D2C business so we can get, everybody having the lavender experience across the country.
I love it. You got to ship us some of your coffee because I have to try some.
I would love it.
Yes, especially too with the gut health. I like that a lot. That's really important, especially as we get older, we realize how important that gut health is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, my favorite question.
Okay.
So, what advice would you give to a new entrepreneur starting out? It could be a new entrepreneur, it could be someone who's been in business for a while that's kind of hitting a rough patch. Um, just what kind of advice would you share?
Gosh, I think my first piece of advice would be to try to be resilient. Just to remember that you can be resilient and you can, and in that resilience, being willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think the path, it's not straightforward. I think you can be
Yeah.
really focused on your business, and then you think that one thing's going to work, and then suddenly it's like, oh man, that's just not the right way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so focusing on the things that are working, and then knowing that if you continue to focus on that and sort of and you're dynamic and you're flexible, then I think you can grow and build in different ways that you didn't originally see, but then
Mm-hmm.
you just have to keep learning and remember that, you know, to be resilient.
I love that. And the path is never straightforward, right? I mean, we're on, I don't even know what episode this is, but it's probably, I would say, in the 70s. And every entrepreneur, all of the stories are different but the same. And
Yeah.
everyone talks about that. It's not a straight path. It's that zig, it's that zag, it's over to the left, and then, oh, wait, it's all the way over to the right. So I
Yeah.
think that's such great advice
Yeah. And I
that
think,
you're sharing. Anything else,
well,
Lindsay,
I
that
was
you
gonna
think
say,
of?
yeah, I think also don't panic. You know, getting emotionally flustered is really not helpful. I mean, it's really hard to do sometimes, but
Hmm.
just an example of a funny story. We were about to open our new locate or our first location, and I had ordered these beautiful, beautiful black marble tables for
Hmm.
our cafe, and they were coming from overseas, and they were just, I was so excited about them. And it was like 2 weeks before we're opening, and the tables were supposed to be there already. And I'm like, okay, where are the tables? Come on.
Hmm.
And we get this message, we can't find the tables.
Oh,
I mean, this is like 1,000 pounds of tables. How do you lose, these big, these big
oh,
boxes of tables?
oh my gosh.
Totally lost. And it was such a great part of the look of the shop. And then
Hmm.
pivot within, with 2 weeks left,
Oh my
we
gosh.
can open and figure out a new solution. And we did it, and it was fine. And no one was worse for the wear, and no one probably even knew except for me about,
Yeah.
the tables not being missing. But anyway, there's always you can always come up with a solution if you're patient.
Yeah.
You just try to stay calm and don't panic.
I think I think that's such a great story because there is always a solution. And things come your way, and I always tell my team, this is something that we always talk about. My company, Events to Remember and PR to Remember, we're event management and public relations. And I always say to the team, look, if the kitchen is on fire, right, and the guests outside do not smell the smoke, then we're good. Let's
Yeah,
keep it going. We don't want the guests to smell the smoke. They don't need to know all the craziness that's going on behind the scenes. I
right.
literally consider myself and my team as like ducks, right?
Yeah,
We're on top of the lake and we're
everything's fine.
moving, and under we're just going crazy. So that's a part of it.
It
So,
reminds me of a quote that I heard, which is like, you never know what worse luck your bad luck saved you from.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
I
like,
think about that a lot.
I,
Okay. What's the lesson in here? Could
mm-hmm.
have been worse. Let's just keep that in mind.
And what's the lesson? All of our Coffee with Share listeners, and for those of you that we're on YouTube now, so make sure that you subscribe. What she just said is just so powerful. What is the lesson? Because there's lessons in all of it, all of it.
Absolutely.
So now, Lindsay, where can everybody find you? Tell us how folks can order some of that yummy Lavender Coffee Boutique coffee.
Absolutely. So we have our online location, which is lavendercb.com.
Okay.
And you can also find us on Instagram. It's at lavender.cb.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Lindsay, thank you for being here with us on Coffee with Cher.
Thank you.
And guys, make sure you check out her website. Make sure that you place some orders and try some of that good gut health coffee. And continue on your wellness journey because we all know that it's so important. Again, Coffee with Cher, we're on YouTube, so make sure that you subscribe. And this episode, as well as all of the different episodes, we always share on our ETR and PRTR Instagram, Event Planner NY. So follow us and share the entrepreneur love. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Lindsay, and thank you guys for listening.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.